Good afternoon and welcome to the HART Sapphire series. This afternoon we have the Ipswich Jets playing the Bond University Bull Sharks. This is a 2v3 matchup this afternoon and we're looking forward to some fantastic netball. Welcome to the Queensland State Netball Centre where we're hosting this HART Sapphire series match. There's still another match to be played later this afternoon, so anyone that would like to come down, there's plenty of seats here to see some fantastic netball. This afternoon in this round 13 match, the two teams will be looking to see who can cement that second spot. Sorry, my mistake. We've got a 3v4 clash this afternoon. So Bond University Bull Sharks are just hanging on to fourth place at the moment ahead of Carina League's Club Tigers. They'll be wanting to have another win. They've been on a roll in recent weeks, particularly since they've had their input. Siggy Berger playing goal shooter for them. Siggy's from South Africa, played in the World Cup recently, and they've had a number of wins in recent weeks along with a draw. Ipswich Jets will be looking to put out some really strong netball and again cement their place in that final four. The Ipswich Jets team list this afternoon. We're looking at goal shooter Charlie Bell, goal attack Lucy Benjamin, wing attack Brooke Hams, centre Stephanie O'Brien, wing defence Leah Woolnough, goal defence Siobhan Sherlaw, goalkeeper Bridie Condren, with their substitutions Ashley Garrett, Nikki Hosh and Rosie Baker. Their coach is Tracy Jeans-Fazer. For the Bull Sharks this afternoon, Siggy Berger is playing goal shooter. Riley Burns is at wing attack, Jada Gaffer is at centre, Kristen Oxenford at wing defence, Jonty Stridham at goal defence, Shanae Grant at goalkeeper, and Leah Pugh will be playing at goal attack. And their bench today, Olivia Dykstra, Abby Houston and Peter Coles. We're in the last 30 seconds for tip-off. Our umpires for the game this afternoon, Stuart Ting and Kimberly Foreman. As we just wait for both the umpires to come out on court, the game clock seems to have stopped at 37 seconds, so we're waiting to see what's happening here for this game. With the Bull Sharks, we'll be looking to see how they utilise both their height and how they continue to feed their goal shooter. With the Jets, they'll be looking at their rotations, how Lucy Benjamin and Charlie Bell work together in the circle. And already just Jets being fairly patient with the ball as they're looking to find a way into their shooters. Good defensive effort on that first centre pass. Brooke Hams at centre for the Jets, doing a really great job of staying in front of the player and forcing the ball over the line. Two young players in Riley Burns, the wing attack for Bull Sharks, and Leah Woolnough, wing defence for the Jets, playing against one another. It'll be an interesting tussle to see who can dominate. Riley has amazing speed. Leah's very determined and persistent and tags her player throughout the game. Bull Sharks just timing their movements quite well on their approach, and that high ball going into the shooter Siggy Berger. The Bull Sharks ahead 2-1 at the beginning of this match. It's great when they've got the opportunity to have that outlet ball in shooter. Challenge, however, because the Jets already are double teaming. Siggy Berger's strong enough in the body to be able to pull that ball in and then finish off with the goal. Great rebounding there from the Jets to pull that ball in. Ball just ringing out. So the Jets will be looking to actually just be nice and patient in the circle. Bull Sharks being called for the offside. The umpires just early in the game establishing what they expect from distance and also what they'll allow with the body contact and contest. Good strong drive across the circle from Leah Pugh. Ipswich just doing a good job in defence around the top of the circle and able to just pull that ball away. It's that challenge for players along the sideline, whether they go to grab the ball, push at it, or whether they let it go. Sometimes you're not quite sure who the last person was to have their hands on it. Great double play from the Bull Sharks off that throw-in. Well, it was a great first and second phase for the Jets off the centre pass as Steph O'Brien connecting Lucy Benjamin. Bull Sharks just able to get their hands on that ball and force the turnover. Bull Sharks just pushing out to a 5-2 lead at the moment. Challenge with that pass just being placed a little too far in front. Just be looking for the Jets players to keep their eyes up and also to have two offers to the ball when they're in attack. Another great matchup between Steph O'Brien, the Jets wing attack, and Kristen Oxenford, the wing defence for the Bull Sharks. Both very smart players. Brady Condon, the Jets goalkeeper, just trying to find out where she stands to keep her feet moving. Does she stay behind Siggy Berger? Does she look to start in a different position? How can she disrupt that ball coming in? Great high ball into Charlie Bell. Charlie in the under-19s, standing at 6'5", similar height to Caitlin Bassett. Continuing to grow into her height and learn how to use her long levers, long arms and legs. Great intercept then from Leah Woolnough, keeping her eyes up, being able to read the game. Switch Jets utilising their backline to reset. Bull Sharks are pushing all of the attacking players wide at the moment, so Jets looking for a way through that. Charlie Bell in that situation being double teamed. Looks like she might have copped a bit of a whack in the face unintentionally. Just needing to settle in that highly contested environment to then be able to execute the shot. John Stratton is doing a fantastic job of staying in front of Lucy Benjamin at the moment. Bull Sharks, when they're getting the opportunities or setting a penalty, are looking to move the ball quite fast. That requires all of those players further down court to be aware, thinking about their timing, what angles are they going to be driving. Riley Burns utilising a quick footwork off the centre, off the line for that centre pass, just in their speed. A little bit of a misfeed into the circle, giving the Jets possession. They're utilising the double play or give and go quite regularly, which has been effective. That first player passing off and then taking the drive to get the ball back. Bull Sharks have certainly got their hands over every ball. Strong shot from Lucy Benjamin. The Jets goal attack to finalise that. Sinead Grant just wanting to have a look at that ball. Umpire indicating that Charlie Bell had a step and disallowing that goal. Bull Sharks looking to move the ball around. Circle edge. Leah Pugh able to find some space. Just looks like Siggy Berger and Leah need to have a little more communication, talking to one another about who's setting up where in the circle and how do they create space. Statistics are always interesting at the moment. Bull Sharks are converting off 100% of the turnovers that they've created, being 6 from 6. It's an area that Jets probably wanting to work on. That at the moment they're 2 from 4, so sitting at 50%. Both teams are working hard in defence and making it quite difficult for the players to get into the circle, creating a number of turnovers. A great clearing ball from the Jets down court. Bull Sharks are probably just dropping off the Jets a little on that centre pass. Great push from Riley Burns then to really challenge Leah Woolnough for that loose ball. The idea was good there to try to thread the needle, just to challenge with both of the Bull Sharks defenders playing a little off the body and closing down on what appeared to be the space. The defensive pressure is quite high from both teams, so Jets forcing that turnover held ball. Great eyes then from Brooke Harms to put that ball to Charlie Bell in the backspace. But just looking for Charlie to settle into a rhythm and to look to sink those shots on the first opportunity, because the Bull Sharks defenders are doing a great job of finding good rebounding position. Jets are working that double team, so Leah Pugh doing a great job of playing herself into the circle. Bull Sharks just holding on to the lead at the moment, 9-7 in this quarter. Ooh. So interesting. The umpire allowed that as contest. Shantae Stradham having eyes to the ball. Bull Sharks were able to come up with it and just push the lead back out 10-7. Leah Pugh doing a great job on that occasion of drawing both of the defenders in by the movement at the front top of the circle, leaving Siggy Berger alone at the post. Looked like Charlie Bell had plenty of space to be able to take that long ball. The Bull Sharks defenders worked really well together to be able to drop back and to pick that ball off. Charlie's continuing to develop in the goal shooter space and just being able to build up the strength in the body to be able to pull those balls in. Great drive towards the centre of court for Riley Burns. Siobhan Sherlock had eyes to that ball, just probably needed to go a second or two earlier to be able to pick it off. So after Jets have done a great job of pulling the scoreline back, Sharks have just pushed it out a little. They'll be happy to have scored that goal. Lizzie Benjamin doing a great job of driving hard into the circle and then settling to take good medium range shot. Good control, body control, just to stay balanced long enough to be able to deliver a pass back into a teammate. You could see Siggy Berger just scanning the area, looking to see who might be available so that she could pop that ball up. Steph O'Brien has amazing vision, just holding that ball long enough, doing enough with the ball in the air to pull the defenders away and then delivering a ball to Charlie Bell under the post. Need to be able to read the game, see what the defenders are doing, just get them moving one way so that you can actually deliver a good ball. Great rebound from Lucy. Shanae Grant had been working her body really hard to try and get front position. Lucy did a great job of just pulling that ball in. Bull Sharks will take the bonus points in this first quarter, being 15-10. Jets will be wanting to hold them up and try to keep it at that 5-goal margin. Sharks are being really patient at working it around. Good job from Siobhan Sherlock to be able to contest that ball and attack it from behind. With the penalty, it looks like there'll be one more shot left in the game. Amazing rejection from Bridie Condren. So as we go into the quarter time break, we have the Bond University Bull Sharks leading 15 to the Ipswich Jets 10. There's been a lot of defensive work in that first quarter. Both teams just still finding their angles and the timing of their drives in attack. It'll be an interesting matchup as we come back for the second quarter. We look forward to seeing you again for the second quarter here in this HART Sapphire Series match. Welcome back to the second quarter in this HART Sapphire Series match between the Ipswich Jets and the Bond University Bull Sharks. We go into the second quarter with the Bull Sharks ahead 15-10. Welcome to commentary, Richard McGuinness. Nice to have you here.
Thanks, Karen. Happy to be here.
What are your thoughts on the game so far?
Well, game of the round, it's sort of probably a little bit of a bigger margin than I would have anticipated at quarter time, but two very good sides, and I'm sure the Jets have got enough experience and composure to claw this back. So looking forward to a big second quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the teams have adjusted after that first quarter. I thought that there was good defensive pressure from both teams, and the Bull Sharks were just using the ball a little more effectively in attack.
Yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. I can't argue with that. I'll be interested to see how important that little play from Bridie Condren there right on the buzzer was to get a reject on Siggy Berger's a fair effort, and that's a one goal.
Absolutely.
Shift.
Her timing was impeccable on it, and just to have the presence of mind to wait for long enough and then to time that jump, which is difficult at the best of times. It was outstanding.
Absolutely. And she almost did it again there. She forced an error.
Yeah.
But great, Bridie has great elevation. She's actually surprisingly, over the last 4 or 5 years through our youth system, she's the quickest athlete over 5 metres across all of our players, which is surprising for someone that's 6'2" or 3. So, good athlete.
She's so mobile with her footwork and her body work, and she's certainly growing into her body.
Yeah, certainly is. So
as is Charlie Bell at the other end of the court.
And great to see Charlie starting today. She's been playing off the bench a lot for the Jets and coming on and doing a really good job. I think she shot 32 from 33 last week, or 31 from 32. And obviously they've decided today to start her, and she's doing a job so far for them. Yeah.
Took her a little while just to settle in with the tough one-on-one, or actually the double teaming that the Bull Sharks defences have been putting on, and but she seems to be settling into a shot now.
Yeah, and that could be a determining factor today. Will be the impact that Lucy Benjamin can have at goal attack, or Rosie Baker when she comes on, to ensure that Bond can't apply that double team pressure on Charlie. Yeah. And that's probably been a little bit of the Achilles heel for the Jets this year. In the last, not in the year, but in the last few weeks, Charlie's done well, but they probably haven't. Lucy wouldn't be probably overly wrapped with how she's been going. She's good enough to do it and perform at this level, certainly, but she'll be keen for a big game today.
And for Lucy, it's been interesting because she's, for a number of years, been sitting in that goal shooter role, and with Charlie coming into the team, she's challenged herself to go out to goal attack, so still continuing to learn her craft. Yeah. Which is always fantastic for our more mature players.
Absolutely. Never too old to learn, never too old to adapt and add some skills. Good pressure there again from Condren on Siggy Berger.
That was a great entry to the circle from Lucy, just for her, that challenge when she's been out and been on the run to be settled on her shot. Bull Sharks just looking like they're not as settled in their attack at the moment. The Jets seem to be taking up all of that middle space at the moment, really pushing the attackers wide.
Yeah, the Jets have certainly, I was just about to say, their mid-court is probably the most experienced mid-court in the competition, but we just see a little error there. So you'd like to think that they can probably gain some advantage. They've got Leah Woolnough, who is young, but with Steph and Brooke, who've been around for a little while now. You'd like to think they can control the middle of the court, as opposed to the Bull Sharks with Jada and Riley Burns, supported by Chrissy Oxenford. But Jada and Riley are both, quite young. And there's an opportunity there for Jets if they can dominate the middle of the court. Yeah.
Bridie having a go at going out and attacking that ball in the pocket. Didn't quite come out on that occasion, leaving Siggy Berger at the post. However, at the same time, you do want your keepers to actually have a go at that and put some doubt into their mind.
I think that would be important when you've got a shooter like Siggy, who is quite tall, and they can always get the ball up there. It's going to be hard to stop in here. They may as well be looking for the intercept out front. Yeah.
The Jets are just ahead in this quarter at the moment at 5-4, so they'll be looking to see if they can get another turnover. And it's really important for Leah Pugh at this end of the court to also be taking those cuts around the top of the circle and trying to draw the defenders off Siggy.
Yep.
It's nice to see it going to the post as well. Jonte Stratton certainly moves her feet particularly well and reads those balls. She does a lot of work to generate some turnovers.
Yeah, no, she's a good athlete, Jonte, and she works exceptionally hard. She's got a massive engine in terms of her aerobic capacity, and great to see her playing well here. And a tactical timeout here to the Bond University Bull Sharks, aware that the Jets are on top this quarter, only just, but Cheryl Burns calling the timeout, trying to rally the troops here. It'll be interesting to see if they make any changes or just a little refocus.
Yeah, looks like they could. Looks like the bib was about to come off, but we'll see what happens in that respect. It does look like they just need a little bit of time to reorganise their attacking end at the moment.
Yeah. Tracy Jean Fraser here, just calling the shots, making sure everyone's clear in their role.
Yeah.
Assistant coach Jodie Thomas doing some work with Bridie here in defence.
So it's interesting because the Bull Sharks are converting 100% of any turnovers that they've gained, which is 1 from 1 at this point in time. Jets have only at 50%, 1 from 2. Circle entry conversions, fairly similar at this point in time, with 86% to the Jets and 83% to the Bull Sharks. So once they get into the circle, particularly in this quarter, they're now starting to convert.
Certainly. Centre pass conversions, obviously the key one. Make sure you score off your own centre pass, and the Jets are in front there, hence they're leading the quarter 6-5.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting, always interesting to see how teams come out of the tactical timeouts. We've noticed that at SSN level as well as here at the HART Sapphire series. There have been some changes with the Bull Sharks. Kristen Oxenford going into centre.
Yep, Jada Gaffer off. It looks like Peter Cole's on to wing defence, so Kristen can move forward.
So probably just looking for a little bit more experience coming into that attacking end, seeing if they can get things a little more settled and deliver the ball to their shooters.
Jonte getting a touch on that one, and then Charlie getting a touch on it afterwards. So, Charlie didn't get a touch on it. So Jonte has got the last touch on that one. And double teaming on Charlie Bell there again. So quite a few players out here. Great little intercept there from Steph O'Brien. Quite a few players out here, and Chrissy Oxenford.
There's a bit of tit for tat. Yes. It was an interesting matchup in the first quarter, those guys playing on one another.
Yeah, they would have played a lot against each other over the last 5 or 6 years, those two.
Yes.
But a lot of players out here in court, what I was saying, with the Queensland Fusion team will be selected at the end of October after the Sapphire series, and a large number of players out here on court certainly in contention for that side for 2020. Can't believe I'm saying that, 2020.
I know.
It's not far away.
The season and the year's gone by so fast. Great defensive pressure again from the Jets.
Yeah, a little deflection there from Brooke Hams. Just disrupting the Bull Sharks attack.
It's also showing that pattern where both teams defensively are doing great work. They gain possession and then losing it. So how do they just settle after they've gained possession and then be able to utilise it effectively?
Great pass from Leah Pugh. That ability to transition is critical, isn't it? A game, as quick as netball is, the ability to transition from attack to defence or defence to attack, and it's as much of a mental thing as it is a physical thing. To switch straight back into a defensive mode or attacking mode quickly and put pressure on that first pass or second pass.
Absolutely. Research in the past suggests that, if you've lost the ball, the best time to get it back is within the next 2 passes, and why we as coaches encourage the players to, if it's happened, get back in, get your hands up, put some pressure on and get the ball back.
Yep. Chris Oxenford called for an offensive contact there, a little elbow.
The umpires.
And she's made up for it straight away. Just
Absolutely.
supporting that research. Oh,
Yeah.
she's just put a foot offside, I think. But great work there from Chris.
There has been a change for the Jets. Rosie Baker has come into goal attack. So potentially just looking for a little bit more dynamic movement from Rosie.
The rolling sub certainly makes the commentator's job a little bit harder.
It
Karen,
does.
how do you see it playing out for the coaches and the teams?
The games that we've seen, I think that the coaches are doing that fairly well. It's how the players go when they come out onto court and how quickly they can settle in. Like on that occasion for Rosie, some good movement outside the circle. Just being able to, particularly for the shooters, being able to settle into their shot quickly is always a challenge.
Yep. Yeah, it's certainly something they can practice on. It's something, I suppose, that if you set training sessions up the same way, where you're coming on and off the court, and there's you need to be able to come in and do your job straight away, as it happens in a number of other sports, I suppose. So, but it's all about preparation.
Yeah.
Certainly some challenges for the players in overcoming what they're used to, in that if you get dragged off the court, it probably means you've done something wrong. And with the rolling subs now, that's not always the case. So coaches need to be really clear about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and communicating with their players so that there's an opportunity to use all 10 and play the game at a higher intensity for longer.
It's been interesting to see it. For me, it's like a chess match where you'll see a pattern of play starting to emerge in what's happening on court, and then the coaches using their rolling subs to try and counteract that and disrupt that pattern.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if netball goes down the way of some of the other sports where they actually proactively use their rolling subs and interchanges in a pretty planned manner, and then keep a couple up their sleeve for reacting to what's happening in the game. But Condon again, good in defence, but just closing.
I think it was the second jump on that occasion, the umpire indicating.
It's a real skill, isn't it, to be able to jump and not jump in.
Absolutely.
To stay on the spot and not shorten that distance.
It was good placement of that pass from Steph O'Brien. Great delivery.
Yep.
The Bull Sharks have pushed the scoreline out a little bit again, 26-20 at the moment. So they're up by one. Leah Woolnough doing a great job to get her hands on that ball, but not quite able to pull it in.
Siggy sinks another one. She's remarkably accurate, Siggy. I'm not sure what she's sitting at today, but it'll be 100%. There you go. She is at 100%. I think she's at about 95% for the year, so that's comparable with anyone playing in Australia at the moment.
Great long ball. Riley Burns also looks like she's gaining confidence in her delivery of that pass into the circle as the season's gone on. She's one of those players in the under-17 state team. Yeah,
and was always a goal attack. Has transitioned out into the mid-court and as you said, starting to develop the subtlety on the feed and the ball skills and the ability to read the game at wing attack. A bit different to her previous role.
So
tactical timeout to the Jets here, I think.
Yeah, it does look to be. And at the moment, the Bull Sharks are just leading this quarter 13-12. So with 3.5 minutes to go in this quarter, I imagine Tracy wants to reset the team. They had been doing quite well early on. Bull Sharks have just got on a roll again. Those changes that they made in their mid-quarter seem to be effective at this point in time. Tracy will be pushing to see if she can get this,
disrupt that a bit somehow. But good changes from Cheryl Burns and Chrissy Oxenford's obviously provided that little bit of stability they were looking for and done a good job. And Peter Cole's at wing defence too. This is I think her first year playing at this level. She played a lot of Div 2 or Ruby Series netball this year, so she's had quite a few games now in the Sapphire team and is doing a good job.
Yeah. And I imagine at the moment, given how close this ladder is at the moment, that every team's fighting for every bonus point.
Absolutely. Critical these, particularly for the Bull Sharks at the moment, they need to win either tonight or win next week against Wildcats to get a spot in the top 4, and the Tigers will be crossing their fingers and toes and everything else that the Bull Sharks don't have a win in the next 2 weeks to make sure that Tigers keep their spot in the 4. So, yeah, great that we've got 5 teams battling it out at the moment for those final 4 spots. Cougars well out in front, but certainly a battle for 4th at the moment. And then I think if Bull Sharks can sneak themselves into the 4, they're going to be a threat.
And across the season, the teams certainly seem to have picked up in both their defensive and their attacking intensity.
Yeah.
Coming into a new competition, teams having new combinations out on court, and a lot of the younger players stepping up into this new competition.
Yep. We see a change here for the Jets with McKeely Hock on at centre, Steph O'Brien at wing attack, and I'm just trying to work out who has Brooke Hams has gone off. So Steph O'Brien's pushed forward to wing attack and McKeely into centre. Rockhampton product, McKeely. She's been down here for a couple of years.
And she's also a very tall mid-quarter.
She is, yes.
Has so many advantages on court. She's able to take those high balls around the circle edge.
And Abby Houston on at goalkeeper for Bull Sharks. Sinead Grant having a little breather. Abby almost pulling in a little intercept there. She's done a great job this year for a 17-year-old. Very impressive young player.
She's recovered quite well from the knee injury that she had, which affected her 17s campaign this year.
Yeah, a couple of days before Nationals this year, she did a tore a meniscus in her knee and had to have surgery, so she's back from that and played most of the season. She looks a bit sore at the moment though, hobbling there in the background, but hopefully she's all right. But yeah, it's played really well. She's done a good job on some good players over the last few weeks.
It also looks like the Bull Sharks have made some changes there with Jada Gaffer in at wing attack, and Riley Burns has swung back into that goal attack role.
Leah Pugh having a rest.
Really good timing on those movements from the Jets as they got onto the circle edge to feed Charlie Bell. She had good timing on her pop out to the ball on that occasion.
Good vision there from Jada and Siggy Berger alone under the post. So Siggy Berger and Charlie Bell going almost shot for shot at the moment. They're both at 100%, so sort of cancelling each other out at the moment.
And we've got this quarter sitting at 15 all at the moment with the Jets in possession, so they'll be looking to utilise it effectively if they can. Bull Sharks just look like they're doing a bit of an area defence at the moment. Try and keep the Jets away from the post.
Sinead Grant back on. Abby Houston off again. As I said, she was hobbling there, so she only played a couple of minutes, had that fall. Took a tumble there trying to take that intercept, so she's obviously done a bit of damage. Hopefully it's not too serious.
So Jets will be looking to really step up their defensive intensity. Well, I'm sure that the Sharks will be looking for Siggy under the post if they can. Great feed from Kristen.
Yeah.
And suggests that this is going to be a drawn quarter for those bonus points.
It is 1 point each. So that'll be interesting. Tigers will be half cheering, I think. Only Bull Sharks missing the 2 points there, but getting one. So half time. Yes. 31-26 to the Bull Sharks. Are certainly still in front in the game, but as we thought would happen, Jets have fought their way back to draw that quarter. Yeah,
so it'll be a very interesting second half of the game, seeing whether the Jets are able to just convert some of those turnovers that they've been getting and to close that 5-goal margin.
Yep, work to do.
Absolutely.
Look forward to the second half.
Yes. So we'll look forward to seeing you in the second half of this HART Sapphire Series match between the Bull Sharks and the Jets at the Queensland State Netball Centre. Welcome back to the HART Sapphire Series match here at the Queensland State Netball Centre this evening. We've got the Bond University Bull Sharks playing the Ipswich Jets. We go into the second half of this match with the Bull Sharks leading 31-26. Teams split the last bonus points with a draw in that particular quarter. It's my pleasure to welcome Simone Nolatu into the commentary, joining me for the third quarter.
Hey Toppy, how you going?
It's been a great game so far.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching in the stands, so really tight, but we expected it to be tight, right?
Absolutely. We've been looking at the amount of both attacking and defensive pressure that both teams have had throughout the first half. Interesting to see after they had a drawn quarter which team's able to get into their attacking rhythm more quickly in this second one.
Yeah, definitely. Was Charlie Bell on? She was playing, she finished the last quarter, didn't she? So she gives them a nice target back there because the Sharks have got Berger obviously back.
Absolutely.
For them, so...
Yeah, it's been great. Charlie started this match and she's been on court the whole time. Originally they started with Lucy Benjamin goal attack. Partway through that last quarter they switched to Rosie Baker using their subs. We were talking around what impact it's been having for the rolling subs this season. What have you noticed?
Yeah, look, I think that, they're a great, obviously, attribute or something to have up each coach's sleeve. Having tried to manage it at A&L level this year, it actually is more, harder to use than what you probably, give credit for, because you're really obviously trying to change momentum or change the way that the game is going, for good or bad. But sometimes you don't always get it right. So I think, I'd be interested to see what the coaches think themselves. But that's certainly, it's easy to change bibs, as you know, having coached yourself. But whether it's actually giving, the impact that you want, that's I think that's the important thing and the thing that I think, you need to focus on when making those changes.
Absolutely. As you said, what we've been noticing so far is some of the rolling sub changes are quite seamless, and then for others it takes them a little while to settle into the rhythm and the intensity of a game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think accountability also has to go back on the player as well on the bench, that they're not just watching the game as such, but they're also looking at what their position is doing, and so that they know and understand the role that they need to play when they do come onto the court.
Jonte Stradum has been doing an amazing job of just having eyes up and really challenging any ball that's in the air for any length of time. Jet's doing a good job of keeping possession on that occasion, but it certainly puts doubt in the feeders' minds when she's able to do that.
Absolutely. I've been really impressed with Stradum this series. She does read the ball so very well, and she's willing to have a go, which is great. So exactly what you said, even if she doesn't get it, she puts that doubt in. So the next time that play may unfold, the opposition is thinking twice about whether they're going to deliver that ball.
Yeah. Brodie Condren, I've noticed throughout the match, has been trying different ways to defend on Siggy Berger. She's spent some time on the body, she's spent some time coming off a little, she's tried front, she's tried back, which we really want keepers to have a go at when you've got such dominant shooters out there.
Absolutely.
It's always that challenge. What are some of the things that you talk to your keepers about when they're in that position?
Yeah, look, I think, absolutely that, but she really needs the protection from the ones in front of her, so her goal defence, wing defence and centre. So, particularly when you're playing, a player like Berger who is so very dominant, it can't be left to the keeper alone to have to look after her. She really needs the support from the players around her, to put that pressure on. So I think we've seen Berger, she's been able to dominate, pretty much on all of the keepers, and that's not disrespect to the keepers. It's just how how good she is. So
absolutely.
I think if I was Condren, I'd be asking maybe a little bit more of the ones out in front.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard work to be able to keep up that level of work throughout an entire match, as we've seen through in the SSN season as well with some of the really tall shooters. Ipswich Jets, Leah Woolnough did a great job of picking off the intercept on the last ball. Interesting, probably the amount of contests that the umpires are letting go at the moment, and the players, some are looking for calls.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, they certainly can't afford to do that. With finals obviously coming, just around the corner, both teams wanting to put their hand up for that, it's only going to get more fierce and more competitive. More. It already is at the moment, so they can't afford to kind of fall into those kind of bad habits. They've just got to be able to be strong to the ball and take anything that's on offer.
The Jets doing a great job there, both double teaming Siggy Berger, forcing Leah Pugh to take the shot, but at the same time still getting some pressure over it, and she just hesitated on that feed.
Great touch there by Stratton. She works the ground so very well.
Yeah. She's really quick to be able to go from ground level to high in the air as well. Which
so there's a great example. Great touch and turnover there.
Just looks like the umpire's called
out of
back.
Court. Unlucky there for the Bull Sharks.
Oh, Rosie Baker just a little unsettled on her shot as well. It's those opportunities, particularly when you're just behind, that you really want your goalers to be positive going to the post.
Yeah, definitely. They're the moments, particularly when it is this close, that you really need to take, and becomes the difference between teams like this and games like this, because that could, that can really influence the result.
Yeah. Jets have just got their noses ahead at the moment in this quarter, 6-3, so they're really wanting to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they did a great job there, putting a little bit of a zone on, and the Bull Sharks were guilty of not having anyone coming to the ball, kind of standing around in space. So they will want to rectify that if they want to win not just the game but the quarter.
Yeah. Rosie Baker on that occasion being really positive going to the post, which was fantastic. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there in attack.
Yeah, so the Sharks again have got an opportunity to pull another one back, winning this ball against their centre pass. Great contest there by Leah Warno.
Yeah. Because the Jets have pulled the overall score back to 1, with Bull Sharks leading 34-33 at the moment. So Jets will want to keep on the roll.
Yeah, definitely.
Bull Sharks on this occasion will just want to be patient in their build-up.
Yeah, and that's exactly. They did exactly what you wanted them to do, Toppy. Jada Gaffer, was really patient on that feed and just allowed Berger to open up.
It makes such a difference for teams when the feeders can get onto the circle edge. Even when you've got that tall player, which is just what we saw.
They're listening to you, Toppy.
I didn't think that they had an earpiece in, but
they didn't hear you. Leah versus Leah there. Leah Warno versus Leah Pugh, and Leah Warno successful. So the Jets done a great job again to win one back, but Stridham again in the right position.
Strong goal from Charlie Bell. She's grown as this game's gone on. Probably at the beginning, just a little bit hesitant on a shot.
Oh, probably just needed to balance on that one. Just a little bit of an experience there, but
so
looks like Peter Picton's come onto the court in wing defence. So there's that rolling sub we were talking about before. Lucky call there for Berger. I think the Sharks had been doing so very well to get to the edge to feed, and when you've got a target like Berger, it's really hard to defend against, but they've just fallen into the habit these last couple of minutes of just wanting to put that long bomb in.
Yeah. Which falls into the Jets' hands, because if they can keep all of the feeders high, then it gives Bridie Contrin so many opportunities to read that ball in the air and to pick it off, which she did not long ago.
Coach Killer there breaking on the centre pass, so the Sharks give it back again, but the experience there of Chrissy Oxenford stood her ground as O'Brien came charging through and got the offensive penalty.
There's been a few offensive penalties tonight's game. Great work from the Jets there. Steph O'Brien, if something doesn't quite go to plan, she just gets on with it.
Yep.
Works really hard and has affected a number of turnovers to get the ball back tonight.
Yeah, well, Oxenford is the experienced head in the Bull Sharks, and O'Brien is that for the Jets, isn't she?
Absolutely. And they're both such creative players.
It's only one now with the Jets in possession.
Yeah.
So from this, Shanae Grant, great read there and come through. She's done a great job, I think, not just in this game, but throughout the series of just disrupting. She's just been in everything, put herself in everything. Hasn't always been successful, but...
Yeah. And again, it's that matchup between Charlie Bell, who's really tall, young, gaining experience, against Shanae, who's been around for a while, spent time in the fusion teams.
Yep.
She positioned herself really well, came through cleanly with her body, and just able to really put pressure on Charlie, who is still working on pulling the ball in hard at times.
Yeah, definitely. It's a different level, obviously, this Sapphire. You know, Charlie being an underage athlete. You know, she's been obviously getting good court time, you know, this year. But they're just those little things that will only come with experience. And that's a great shot by Leah Purr there.
She has so much potential and puts it out on court. Being able to consistently do it for 60 minutes against this level of defence is a real challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Great get there by Stridham.
And I think that's often underestimated, how players build up that level of mental capacity.
Let's see, not sure what that call was. Something about being on your knee, but anyway.
Yes, Leah Woolnough done a great job of really disrupting the ball, as is Brodie Condren with her hands over.
Yep.
Pressure. It's just this moment, like the last 5 minutes, when the Jets, who've been in front for most of the quarter, will want to stay settled.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's still 4 minutes to go, so there's plenty of time on the clock. They just need to, you know, take those opportunities that they've had, and they've created some great opportunities in defence. They just haven't always been able to finish them off in attack. Yeah.
Sharks are just working their way back into this quarter. Like, Jets are ahead 9-8 at the moment with the centre pass.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the Bull Sharks are the most, from an age perspective, are the youngest team in this Sapphire series. So it's great to see them, you know, in these pressure moments, but absolutely having to, you know, being able to respond. You know, they've put themselves in good positions in other games earlier in the series, and they've been able, you know, let teams run back on top of them. But you know, this is great to see them just kind of absorbing that pressure and going back to the things that have been working so well for them.
It has made a difference when they put Chrissy Oxenford into centre, because that experience is connecting the two ends of the court.
Yes, definitely.
Just setting up for this penalty and figuring out the spacing. Leah's really working to move around in the circle, then to create some free space for City Burger to move into, which is great to see. Leah herself is still a young athlete as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Leah was part of the Queensland 19s this year as an underage athlete, so to see her on the court and, you know, playing that leading goal attack role for the Sharks has been pleasing. And that's exactly what she needs to do, you know, with Berger back there, is to, so that, you know, create and open up opportunities for her, because Berger shows that when she gets them, she's like that. You know, she'll reward her team by putting it to the post.
Good persistence from the Jets on that occasion to put pressure on those passes. Just the Sharks needing to work a little bit on placement. They had an opportunity to probably sneak their nose in front. 2 minutes to go.
I know, 2 minutes to go. So it's really, you know, these are the moments in a game, you know, that can really influence the result. It's great. Sherlock unlucky there. It was a great contest. Again.
Leah Woolnough doing a great job of distance, just probably moved at the last moment.
Yeah, just
as Riley Burns tried to get around her hands.
To step around, definitely.
Brodie Condren, good pressure over the ball, almost got that ball that went to Siggy Berger.
Yeah, really close. So there's still probably 2 or 3 centre passes left in this quarter.
Yep. And it's almost like who's going to hold their nerve at the moment. It's 11-all. It's going with possession at the moment. Charlie Bell just, you know, in this moment, how does she settle herself?
Yeah, look, just needs to go back to the processes. I know from working with her, she does have a shooting routine, so it's about reverting to those things in these moments, not getting caught up in the pressure or the emotion of the game. She's definitely been working on that, and she's definitely got better, but these are the moments when she has to really go back to them and keep revisiting them.
So we're sticking with it. It's 12-all at the moment in this quarter. Bull Sharks against the Jets. Clock's winding down, so defensive pressure from the Sharks is quite high at the moment. Steph O'Brien, in her wisdom and experience, just wanting to get close to the circle edge. Great positioning from Charlie Bell on that occasion.
She did a really good job to make sure she was in rebound position.
And the Jets forcing a turnover, so let's see. They're ahead 13-12 at the moment. So they're on track to win the bonus point. Can they do it?
Oh, great touch there by Peter Picton.
Now Sharks don't have a lot of time to get it down court. Great work from Leah Woolnough to just get good hands over the ball and really block vision. So Jets sneak away with that bonus point, 13-12. Bull Sharks still ahead 43-39.
It's going to be a cracking last quarter, Toppy. And I'm
absolutely
sorry I can't stay with you, but I'm looking. I'll be watching from afar, and I'm really looking forward to the outcome of this game.
Thanks for joining us and adding your comments to the third quarter of this match between the Bull Sharks and Jets. We know that you've got some other commitments, so we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks.
So they're fighting it out as we go into finals. We'll look forward to you joining us again in the fourth quarter shortly. Welcome back to the Queensland State Netball Centre for this HART Sapphire Series match between Bond University Bull Sharks and the Ipswich Jets. We're going into this final quarter with the Bull Sharks leading 43-39. Jets did a great job of winning that last quarter by 1, so we'll be looking to see which team can gain the momentum in their attacking ends as we run out this quarter. Welcome back to commentary, Richard McGuinness.
Yeah, it's a bit of hot seat, the commentary seat. Must be hard work commentating with you, Karen. Everyone keeps rotating in and out. No.
Well, today I think everyone's got lots of commitments, so
yes.
We've got some guest cameos today,
Cameos.
which is fantastic.
Lots of cameos. Yeah. Primary Schools Cup on today up at the Sunshine Coast, so
Yes,
a lot of our staff involved up there.
absolutely. It's been a great day by all accounts at Primary Schools Cup. Lots of fantastic netball, great weather.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they have the big screens, so
Yes.
that they're screening the Sunshine Coast Lightning versus the Sydney Swifts for the SSN Grand Finals.
Cracking game. Who's your tip?
For tomorrow,
Yes.
I think it's going to be a close one. I think the Lightning, on the form that they've been showing, probably go in as favourites. The Swifts probably have memories of those 2 finals against the Firebirds that they lost
Yes.
in very close matches. So I think they'll be coming out to prove a point. So
Yeah, certainly not too many players left from those sides, though, I think,
No.
in the Swifts lineup. So if off the top of my head, I'm thinking potentially only Paige Hadley would be Maddie Turner might have just started in 2016, maybe. But yeah, certainly not too many. And, Bryony Akel's done a great job with the Swifts this year, which has been great to see.
absolutely. And I know from Anita Keelan joining us for our Get in the Know coaching and umpiring workshops during the season that they've certainly been working through the last few years with their young squad building up, and she did say to everyone that it had been a 3-year plan, which is always a challenge to stick with it when the results are not quite coming.
Yeah.
And this year, in their 3rd year with that young squad, they've made the grand final. So it will be interesting. I've got tickets to go with a friend,
Excellent.
so I'm looking forward to a
Good
great
game.
match.
Yeah, I think the Lightning will be too strong. I think there's just too much experience on
Yeah.
in the Lightning lineup, and Nolene, the master coach at the moment, everything she touches turns to gold over the last few years, actually. So, I think it'd be a great way for her to finish up here with the Lightning to make
Absolutely.
it a three-peat and keep the trophy in Queensland for another year. It'd be the
Yeah.
5th year in a row.
And again, we were really privileged to have Nolene join us for one of our workshops as well, straight after the World Cup. So she was still recovering.
Yep.
Lots of respects, and she talked about how much work they spend building relationships with players, but also how they'd had to adjust their schedule this year to take into account the break for the World Cup.
Yep.
So it was always interesting to get those insights from our leading coaches. She's certainly a very inspirational person to
Yes.
talk with and listen to. The moment this game out here in front of us, it's staying pretty much goal for goal at the moment. Jets just ahead 5-4.
So the Jets took the 3rd quarter.
They did.
They did. So 3 points each thus far. So this one right in the balance, 5-all now in the 4th quarter.
So how does that sit for Tigers? Are they going to be pleased with that sort of result at this point in
Well,
time?
I think that at the moment Bull Sharks have got an 8-point break on the Tigers. So if the Bull Sharks don't win, then those bonus points will come into play. Well, if the Bull Sharks don't win one of their next 2 games, it won't matter.
Right.
Assuming the Tigers get 4 points against the Northern Rays next weekend. But the more points that, if let's say Bull Sharks get up today and they're leading by 4 still, if they do get up, the more points that Jets can take off them, the more it keeps Tigers in the hunt.
Yes. So it's nice to have the competition so close that it's coming down to the final game to see who goes through into those top 4
Yeah,
spaces.
absolutely. It's been a really tight competition, which has been good. Teams, Cougars are out in front, as we said before. Teams 2 to 5 have been really tight. USC Thunder have probably underperformed. On paper, they look like a much stronger side than what they've delivered. So I'm sure there's capacity there for them to be a very competitive side. And the Rays have got some work to do, and that was always going to be the case. So that was always going to be a tough ask for them.
Yeah, and I know from conversations I've had with people from the north in the past, it's that challenge of being able to get access to the high-level competition to be able to sustain a performance for 60 minutes against the teams that get that competition regularly.
Correct, yeah. It's a big challenge. A few changes happening here. Abby Houston's just gone off again. Jonte Stridham onto goal defence for the Bull Sharks. You can see Riley Burns has moved up to goal attack where she was, I think, in the last quarter. Jada Gaffer back out there at wing attack.
Good take then from Charlie Bell. Brooke Harms back on also at centre for the Jets. So still,
Steph O'Brien still at wing attack. And just overcooked that one a little bit.
probably just rushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Given that Charlie had 2 defenders on her, it would have been one of those good occasions to actually look to the feeders around the circle edge. Particularly as they'd forced a turnover from the Sharks, and they would have been able to just sneak out a little bit further. Good eyes to the ball from Leah Woolnough. Probably just needed to change her angle a little on that one so that she went to the line of the ball rather than the body. This will give the Sharks an opportunity to bring this quarter back to even again. The Jets are doing a pretty good job in defence at the moment. They're really pushing the Sharks quite wide. And the Sharks looking for different ways to get on the circle edge to make it an easier feed into Siggy Berger.
Yeah, they've certainly... Siggy's had to work for everything she's got tonight. Which
Absolutely.
is a good sign for the Jets. She's still... As is, Charlie's done a great job too. I think they're still going shot for shot.
Yeah.
Both very accurate, but they're earning their opportunities, aren't they?
Absolutely. Bridie Condren, we were talking earlier, I think has done a great job of mixing up what she's doing on a strong shooter, that she's trying different things. And sometimes it's actually forcing the ball over the baseline, which is just as effective as getting the intercept itself.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see, some players like Bridie, and a couple of weeks ago we had Lily Gribble from Tigers matched up on Siggy Berger. The opportunity for those players to play against an international player. Siggy's just come back from the World Cup. She played the Com Games last year for South Africa. So to get that opportunity and the learning opportunity against a player with that experience is wonderful for our young defenders.
Yeah. And Bridie's still one of those young players that's been coming through the Queensland underage systems. She was in the Fusion team this year.
Yep. Yeah. She's
coming from Mackay?
Yeah, from Mackay. Been down here for 3 years now. Has been studying biomedical engineering or biomedical science at UQ.
As are many of our players that combine their university studies or their school studies for some of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
With their netballing career.
Yeah, the Bull Sharks in particular they've got the youngest side in the competition, so quite a few of their players still at school, grade 12. There we go. It's probably a loose pass. I wouldn't say it's a well done Jonte, but quite a loose pass there, so an easy intercept for Jonte Stridham.
She certainly had eyes to the ball. She could see what the players were planning and timed her movement really well to pick that ball off. It's just when you think the Jets are going to sneak ahead in this quarter a little further, it's just one of those passes that just doesn't quite come off.
6 minutes to go in the game, and Bull Sharks up by 4.
And this quarter is even.
Yeah, so Jets will just be ruining. There's still a little while to go yet, but Jets will be ruining that slow start, being down by 6 at the break or 5 at the first break, and could come back to haunt them. The rest of the game's been literally even.
Michaeli Hosh has come back in for the Jets and into wing defence, so looking to have that slightly taller player with strong hands over the ball against Jada Gaffer. Seeing if they can disrupt her vision. Leah Woolnogh's moved into goal defence.
Siobhan Sherlock to the bench. Lovely hands from Brooke Hams there.
Something Charlie's still working on around just her balance when she takes those balls that are not quite in close to the body.
There's some long levers there, Karen, that sort of throws the balance out. Charlie at 196 centimetres, I think, so always a challenge to maintain your balance.
I imagine it's something that she's working quite hard on in her strength and conditioning programs. Seen her grow over time in her coordination of those long limbs and levers, and we know that the taller athletes, it does often take them longer to gain that coordination and their balance, and as coaches that we need to be patient.
Absolutely. They go through that baby giraffe stage. And
Yes.
Charlie's coming out the other side of that now and starting to really understand and manage yourself well.
Jonte Strider was doing a great job in the circle. Shanae Grant was sitting hard on Charlie Bell's body. Jonte was just a little off, really hedging her bets. Looked when the ball was going to be passed across the circle that she wanted to intercept and just forced that error in the ball around the circle edge.
And again, good defensive pressure through the mid-court there, just forcing a speculator into the circle, and Ziggy unable to reel that one in. So Jets get another turnover and convert that, which closes the gap. And we've got a tactical timeout here to
Bull Sharks, it looks like. Yes, given that the Jets are just keeping their nose in front, it's 14-13 in this quarter, and the scoreline's closed 56-53 to the Bull Sharks at this stage.
A little bit frustrated, I think, with the Bull Sharks at the moment. So
very animated.
Very animated. So trying to make sure she's getting the point across. Tracy Jeans Fraser, quite composed relatively.
Cheryl is very excitable. Her manager's just telling me they actually give a Coke to calm her down, which I would have thought had the opposite effects, but they convinced me that it does help her to stay nice and calm. Probably not one of those things that a nutritionist would be suggesting.
No, probably not.
It's always, as coaches, how do you deal with the pressure of these situations, and what sort of message are we giving to our players?
Yeah.
And obviously the players and the coaches work together regularly, so they have more of an idea of what that relationship's like.
It's always a challenge for coaches, though, about the difference between what the players need to hear and what you want to say.
Yes.
And who's the value of the commentary. Is that for you, your outlet as a coach, and to get your frustrations out, or is it actually going to help the players? And that's always the challenge for the coaches, to work out what to say and when and how to say it.
Well, certainly something that I've learnt through my coaching, that when I was calling out all the time and the players said that they didn't really hear me, given how loud my voice can be, it was like, well, perhaps...
It's for your benefit.
Yes. So in changing those behaviours, it certainly has changed. Things that you have to work on all the time.
Yeah.
Being able to maintain that control as a coach rather than being emotionally caught up in what's going on. Yeah. And also ensuring that...
Jonte Stridham with another great intercept there. Read that really well.
Steph O'Brien was just running away from the ball on that occasion. Jonte had good eyes to the ball. Steph O'Brien's into centre after that tactical timeout.
Yeah.
Lucy Benjamin back on the court, and Brooke Hams into wing attack.
Leah Walno back to goal defence, or she was there before the break as well, with Siobhan off. Yeah.
So just, we're speaking with Simone around using the tactical timeouts as well as the rolling subs. Leah Walno is so good when she's chasing that ball on the ground.
Yeah, she's an extremely hard worker, Leah. It's she's one of those players you just want on your team.
Absolutely. Having had the pleasure of coaching her for a couple of years, she absorbs all the information that you give her as a coach. She works hard the entire time. She's another athlete that through those middle teenage years needed to keep working on coordination. She's certainly has a big heart and a really high work rate.
Yep. Great pressure here from Jets in defence. McKeely Hock doing a great job. Hands over on Jada, as you talked about before, just obstructing her vision a little bit, making it hard to see the options.
Yep.
Bull Sharks still up by 3 with 1:40 to go. It's going to be hard for the Jets to reel this back in unless they can.
Yep.
Mind you, it's only one turnover, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like the Jets are just keeping their nose in front 15-14, so it's also, if they keep going goal for goal, who's got the last possession.
Yep.
Steph O'Brien and Chrissy Oxon are playing on one another again, so I'm thinking that experience against one another, who can maintain the pressure.
Oh, there you go.
That ball was on, just not quite in the right space.
Good decision, just not quite the execution there. So Charlie was there, but just couldn't quite reel it in. And that could be That could be quite costly, I would suspect.
Yeah. Steph O'Brien will be working at darndest to get this ball back. I think Keely Hosh just needing to change her angle so that she could challenge that ball. Riley Burns back into goal attack at the moment. So again, also interesting.
Oh, and almost thought it was going to be a layup there for a second, Riley.
Probably a smart move from a young player to take on the defence in that way.
Yep.
So Sharks, with that goal, just sneak out to 16-15 in this quarter with possession and 20 seconds to go.
That's game, set and match, and the Tigers not happy, I'm sure. Tracy Bruce will be, I'm sure, in the stadium here somewhere watching on, and her team.
Good delivery to Siggy Berger, and as the clock rolls down, Bull Sharks take away the win.
They do, 60-54 and the last quarter, so they'll take 5 points, 15 points for the game from this game, and the Jets will take 3. That almost is going to get Bull Sharks into the top 4, I think, and maybe secure a spot, unless, well, we've got this game tonight between Tigers and QT Wildcats coming up next. That's pressure on Tigers now. They need to get some good points out of that, if not win the game. So they're going to have their work cut out now.
Absolutely. And good to see that the Bull Sharks were able to withstand the pressure in the final minutes of that game and to be able to sneak away with the bonus point as well as the win. So that was one of the challenges they were having early in the season, about just being able to finish off the games.
Yeah, they've done well, and 60-54 in the end. Ultimately, that was the first quarter. 15-10 at the moment. We can see the points table in front of us now. So Bond Uni have snuck up to 145 points, so they've got a 23-point break now on the Tigers. And Tigers, assuming they get 18 from the Rays game next weekend, and that's don't take that for granted, but every chance of taking 18 there. They're going to need points in this game tonight.
Absolutely, and the Wildcats will be wanting to push out so that they can secure that second position and get the double opportunity through the final series.
Bond are actually a chance of sneaking into second place. They can beat Wildcats next week, and maybe Tigers knock off Wildcats tonight. Bond can sneak into second. There's all these permutations.
Next week, don't miss any of the games.
Well, don't miss the next game. QT Wildcats and Tigers coming up next.
We're looking forward to it. We want to thank all of our sponsors, so the HART Sapphire Series.
HART Sapphire Series. Legassic Jewelers, who are sponsoring the Katie Walker Sapphire, which is for our MVP, and going to be very tight, that one. I've been watching the votes come in over the course of the year, and it is a very, very tight competition, that one, for the winner. We'll know in a couple of weeks' time, and it'll be announced at the fight that's going to be on October 5, which will be a big night. We've also got our partners Coca-Cola Amateur, Mount Franklin as well.
Mizuno Footwear.
And then we've got our team sponsors, obviously, for the Jets, who are just on court now. We'll be changing the signage over shortly with McDonald's and City Cave out at Ipswich. We look after them very well. So great to see the support of the local sponsors. We can see some stats here on the screen now, Karen, and you can the centre pass conversion rate's probably just enough there. That's the difference in the game, isn't it? 79 to 75% turnover conversions the other way, but obviously you don't get as many turnovers as you get centre passes. So
that's a fantastic start for the Bull Sharks to convert 46 out of 48 centre passes.
Shooting percentage of 95%, which is Siggy's benchmark.
Yeah.
But well supported by Riley Burns and Leah Pugh through that game as well. So,
and in reality, with the Jets, if they were able to lift that shooting percentage, then potentially, as we said, there's only 3 or 4 goals in that match the entire time.
Yeah.
So being
I
able
think we talked about that earlier in the game about whether Lucy Benjamin and Rosie Baker could provide that support to Charlie Bell, and Charlie shot it over 90% tonight, so that probably is the little thing that Jets will just need to tighten up. They need that support in the circle if they're going to be competing in October and successful in October through the final series.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to have your company here for the HART Sapphire Series match between the Bull Sharks and the Jets. we're going to take a break and look forward to everyone.
Pleasure.
Yeah, look forward to everyone coming back for the next match between the QT Wildcats and the Tigers, which is going to be another fantastic game.
Yep, 7 o'clock centre pass.
Absolutely.
See you then.